I believe that the story we have in Luke chapter 15, story of the prodigal son, is a story of restoration. Oh, y'all don't hear me. That boy messed up. Told his father, give me the portion of goods that are due to me. And he went out into the far country and wasted his substance with riotous living. But oh, one day in the hog pen, and you can say what you want to, when you leave the Lord, and you got a whole lot of folk today, you know, they just get so restless in the church. And they decide, well, I got to go out there and see what's happening in the world. But the story you ought to learn from the prodigal son is that when he left his father, he ended up in the hog pen, out there in the swine pen, feeding the swine. And when you leave the Lord, I don't care where you're going. You may be going to New York for a recording contract, but when you leave the Lord, there ain't nowhere to go but in the swine pen. And he was out there feeding the hogs. Now, what do the swine eat? What the hogs eat? Slop. And they come here, I got some good dope for you. It ain't nothing but slop. And you know they got some new liquor out. Ooh, you need to taste some of this. It ain't nothing but. It doesn't matter what the devil has. It ain't nothing but slop. If you really want to be where things are happening, everything that's happening is happening in Jesus. You're just wasting your time out there. Oh, Lord, have mercy. But you see, the boy, when he got through wasting his substance, he came to himself. You wonder why folk turned off from the church and why they're out there in the streets. And oh my God, you can't get them to come back and be reconciled and come back and get involved with the Lord. It's simply because they have not come to themselves. When he came to himself, you can witness all you want to, but folk are not going to move till they come to themselves. When he came to himself, he got up and said, how many hired servants have my father? They've got bread enough and to spare. And here I am, his son, perishing with hunger. I will arise, and I'm going back home, and I'm going to say, Father, I've sinned against you, and I'm not worthy to be called your son. He got his speech together, but when he was on his way, his father looked and saw him coming. He left dressed well. He came back ragged. He left with shoes. He came back bare feet. Good God from on high. He came back. He went out healthy. He came back sick. But when the father looked and saw him, my God, he restored him. He wrapped his arms around him. He put a ring on his finger. He put a robe on him and said, my son. Yay. You ought to touch somebody and tell them, I don't know your spiritual situation, but if you've lost out, the Lord is ready to restore you to your place in the body of Christ.